Everyday life. Love. Strength. I don't know, that's a hard one. Hard. Who am I? I'm a singer-songwriter with an album coming out. And I'm also a cat lover. I guess it started as a form of like therapy and like teenager angst and getting it out. And then it continued to like evolve into songs, and then piano came to the picture and guitar. And it just kind of melded into songwriting, and I just kept doing it because it was a way to express my emotions and like get away from every day and like deal with whatever was at hand, like writing about everyday life, like a diary, but a public diary. I think I always knew. My first like real present that I remember as a child was like a karaoke machine, and I would sing into it over like cassette tapes and stuff and listen back to myself. And I had this really shitty keyboard. It was tiny. I used to just make music, and like I always wanted to know that I wanted to be like a singer, and like not necessarily a musician so much at first. I just wanted to sing, and then it kind of just kept doing it and evolved into what I'm doing today. So I think I always knew. I think a lot of like the fear of being judged and taking constructive criticism. I think that's really important. That's really hard to do when you're starting out and like you're still working on yourself and who you are, and you're like faced with people who are constantly against what you're doing, and you're kind of standing alone in the world by, you know, I guess working in the arts and like trying to make it. So like just being, I guess trying to be strong and like sure of who I was when I was doing the songwriting, and throughout the album it kind of just happened. So yeah. I think having like mentors in the industry that you're working in, for instance like producers that have been doing it a lot longer than you, and just having people that you can really trust to kind of guide you in the world, because you can go in it blindly, kind of how I did when I first started, and just being like, I just want to be heard, and just not reading the fine print. So I think having somebody with experience in what you want to do is really important to be able to talk to. And I had that. I had many people like that, so that was good. This is going to sound silly, but when I was younger, my parents separated, and I always wanted, and my mom raised me for a very long time by herself, and I always wanted to become famous or really successful, to be like, I did it without you. So like that really motivated me to just, you know, be better than what I am, or like just be exceptional, I guess, in some way. Yeah, I think so. I get a lot of fan messages, you know, people saying that my songs touch them or move them, kind of change them in some way, or inspire them to write or become a better musician or songwriter or singer, and that's always really cool to hear. And it's like, I don't know, I have people like that I look up to, like Ellie Goulding and Lights and stuff like that, like people that I guess my writing style, like it's shaped the way that I write and the way that I sing and stuff like that. So hearing that from fans is really cool. Like, I don't know, it's positive feedback. It's like I'm doing something, I've touched somebody, you know. There's a few. I think trusting too easily is really very common mistake that a lot of people make starting out in the industry, and not reading the fine print or not getting things on paper. I think not taking care of business right away, like treating it as something very serious and something that you should, you know, research and write about, and, you know, get advice from people and lawyer up very early on. I learned to be very business minded with music, and, you know, it's my own business, and that's the way that I treat it, and treat everybody with respect. And I have a lot of contracts involved, and it's nothing personal, but it's just, you know, read the fine print and then be a good businessman. And I think that's part of being successful in this industry, is being very firm, and also not letting it kind of ruin the creative side. So getting the business out of the way first, I guess. Coming projects. There's a lot. Well, the album's coming out in a couple of months. It's really exciting, and we're going to do a lot of touring, and that's really cool. I'm going to get to visit some really awesome places. That's my favorite part, actually. I think about music is, you know, meeting cool people all around the world. I'm going to be doing a couple clothing lines, one with Babes and Gents with you guys, and I'm really excited to share that with everybody and work closely with the brand. I have a couple singles coming out. I can't say with who. As you can see, my board is turned around, unfortunately. I have 2 music videos to shoot for the singles, a single coming out. So like a lot in a very short amount of time. I'm really excited. Be yourself all the time. And if you don't know who you are, then take the time to figure it out and always be that.